Well, if you don't eat your meat, how can you have any pudding? That was Another Brick in the Wall, Part 1, here on Pink Floyd Tuesday, only on 92.3 WCDH FM. I have a special treat for you guys today. I'm sitting here with one of the head recording engineers at RCA Studios, Greg Price.
Well, actually, Connor, it's Gregory Price.
Okay, Gregory, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, I started my amazing recording career in a little dump of a recording studio in a town called Milford, New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I felt like I had to take a shower every time I left dealing with those wannabe bands all day. I mean, this was the late 80s and everyone was just dirty and nasty. If there's anything I can't stand, it's a poor musician. They're all just dirty and reek of Kraft macaroni and cheese. I left there quickly, and Mommy and Daddy gave me a bit of money to move out to Cali. That's what we call California, by the way.
Yeah, I knew that.
Really? Huh. Well, the rest of you say is history, but I'll tell you anyway. The only studio that was big enough for me is RCA Studios. I mean, they're the best. I went for an interview, and I obviously got the job. I started small, working the phones, getting coffee, but it didn't take long for the brass to realize my superior talent.
Oh, boy.
They gave me a shot behind the board recording for a little band named Pearl Jam.
Right.
You might have heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, that was all me. From there, I was unstoppable. Christina Aguilera, Dave Matthews Band, the Foo Fighters, the Strokes, to name a few.
Wow.
All of them stars because of me.
All because of you, huh?
Well, if I wasn't on the mixer, they wouldn't have had that perfect sound. Well, I bet I could even make you sound good on the microphone, Connor.
Well, you're certainly saying it all today. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do now?
Well, duh, as if nobody's heard of me. I mean, who is this guy? Anyway, my current role for RCA is recording engineer for some of the biggest names in the business. Right now, I'm working with a little group you may have heard of called Hanson. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of them. I put together an album that'll blow your socks off, which is, of course, why I'm here today.
Well, that's interesting. I can imagine any album that Hanson puts out is going to be fantastic.
Of course it'll be fantastic. It'll be amazing. I did it.
Right. Well, there is that. Now I see why Stern said no to this guy.
Whoa, what was that?
Nothing. I do have another question for you, though.
Yeah, shoot.
I see in my notes here you have a funny story about how you handled a pretty tough situation at work a few months back. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah, this is great. I had this problem with this producer. Now, I heard that he said to the higher-ups that I was not doing what I was told and I was being difficult. Well, I can't have that. I mean, that's completely ridiculous. I mean, look at me. I'm not difficult, right?
Well, I mean, if you're going to ask me, I'd have to be honest and say something like...
See, you think I'm fine. So I walked into his office and I noticed his computer was on and he was at lunch. So I wrote the CEO a very mean letter outlining the details of his resignation from his email. Man, I don't know why that makes me laugh. You got to admit, that's pretty funny. Anyway, conflict resolved.
Wow, man. I'll tell you what. Let's go to the phones. Who do I got? Bill. Bill, you're on the air, WCDH FM. You're talking to Greg Price.
Connor, first time, long time. Hey, who is this idiot? Does he realize he just completely disrespected the entire music industry? Everybody in the industry had to start on the bottom eating Kraft macaroni and cheese, man.
Well, Gregory, Bill makes a pretty good point here. How would you respond to that?
Respond to what? I mean, all I hear is a bottom feeder talking about how he can't afford macaroni and cheese.
All right, look.
God, I hate poor people.
The album is called Back Again. The group...
I also, I came up with that album title, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's super original. Look, we'll be right back after we hear Mother by Pink Floyd here on 92.3 WCDH FM.
I want this jerk out of my studio now. Whoa.
Right now.
Sir,
dude,
I will not be talking
kick your...
Mother, do you think they'll drop